how much worse could it really get? Surely this is time.
And it's like
our time to shine.
lasted quite some time. So you know,
No.
it is what it is.
That's too funny.
It still survives to live another day.
Always the team.
10-8 the score now. This has just been such a wild day. I mean, the first series goes all 3 maps. And here we go, second series. Not only does it go all 3 maps, but just the fashion in which it's come down to this has been, again, we've seen a little bit of everything, I feel like, this game.
So, just to kind of continue the
there's a bunch of
conversation,
chests
as
on
you
here.
kind of saw the little blurb that popped up there that
There's also a boss
Discord,
guy.
TeamSpeak issue.
But yeah, welcome to 2023.
Yeah, we had the pretty convincing results saying that the Garden M80, they're looking by and far heads and shoulders away from everybody else in Group B at the moment. And Rebellion's loss this week was a head scratcher. I think the fact of how good, especially considering how good it was in week 1.
Hey, where'd you go?
I mean, how much do you look at these 2 squads, regardless of the result, and say that these are still going to be our top 2 teams, even though one of them is going to be tied into a big mosh pit of 1-in-1 squads?
Well, I got some bad news for
Yeah,
you.
that's a good point, right? Because, I mean, I think, like, if we're just talking the overall, the most impressive teams in the league. Obviously, they have in the same group, though, so it makes it a little harder where they play Group A, and it is the situation that happened with Shopify and Esports. You know, I think if Shopify had won that game, they would have solidified themselves as one of the favorites in Group A. Instead, they split that wide open. When these two teams that sit 2-1, so yeah, I do think that they're still very wide open based on what I'm seeing. So it's just like, I don't know why, and then maybe people are gonna like say what they want to say, but for some reason G2 still passes the eye in this group as far as
I agree.
how they handle like this is the foundation of the game is very good. I think it's just about tidying up some of these late round situations, some of these post plants. I do see like how they're able on multiple different maps now, on how they're able to exercise map control methodically, how they're able to, you know, take things together, you know, really have talent. So they passed the eye test for me in that regard. But certainly I have been impressed, you know, with what they've accomplished.
Thank you.
The last 2 weeks with this roster. You certainly can't overlook that.
So what do you say?
Hey,
You
you
think,
said
like,
it.
from a off-the-rip barriers drop 5v5 form, like the playbook from G2 has been impressive.
Anything
They get
else?
down to 2v3s, 3v2s,
Anything else?
limited numbers, and
Action?
things get a little bit out of control at times. Is that kind of the best way of kind of categorizing it?
Yeah, I think we
that's part of
literally
it. I
should
think
just
maybe it's just
wait.
growing pains of the new roster. I mean, everyone's kind of feeling that, right? I mean, really the only teams that stepped into this year in challengers, at least, that had
Are these gonna go off
like
if I jump on?
there was
Yes.
basically FaZe and the Guard, right? I mean, those were the 2 teams that maintained 4 of their 5 players from last year.
Oh my god.
Everyone else has been big shuffles. I mean, I guess TSM, to a degree, kept like a core 3 from last year. Obviously, the Shopify Rebellion guys were playing together a lot, like on Illuminati back in the day and such. That they obviously only, I think,
This is
one fairly brought
pain.
Vic in. I think was their only change.
Sure.
But everyone else is kind of like, you know, smashes of kind of 2 teams. Like, you know, M80 is like a smash of like the best of Ghost with like a couple of new guys. G2 is a blend of Sentinels and version 1. Then you got like new teams just kind of on their way up. Like Action obviously was like a brand new team that kind of just got thrown together. Same with Mad Lion, same with Turtle Troop. And Breakthrough's no exception. They're just kind of put together the last couple of months. So I think that also accounts for a lot of the variants that you see.
That's a good point. Okay. Just kind of curious to see how you kind of evaluated them. I mean, we're going to go a lot in that conversation for what it's worth. I think a lot of people do, just because it's the same situation, maybe even further exasperated, because the last time a lot of those teams played were at just chance, like not a lot of off-season events at all. So, and for some of them, like barely even at all at chance. Like, yeah, I don't know. It'll be really interesting, I think, just to see how everything kind of pans out and what level of Valorant we're going to get right off the rip to start off the 2023 year at, you know, the highest level across all the international regions, and then kind of come back and reevaluate where these teams are, you know, right afterwards to say maybe they did have something kind of figured out. CT teams did it, or
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes, like,
oh, why did we not think that
you're
before?
so careless.
Again,
They're
like,
so
imagine you
tanky.
kind of draw inspiration off of what you see in across all the international regions playing up against one another, not just, your North American or I guess now just the category. If it was just a regional starting tournament, the fact that it's international, I think provides a lot of, pencil to paper moments where you can start to jot down a ton of ideas.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where, it's still very early days for challengers, right? Like we're only 2 weeks into one split. We have a whole second split. We have a mid-season event. We have the playoffs at the end of it. We have Ascension. Like we have a lot to play through over the course of basically between now and July. So there's plenty of time to kind of work things out, especially for these teams, the 2-week break they're going to get after this match to kind of recalibrate.
The other curious part about this is for the teams that come out flat in this first stage, where do you look to try to find your next solution?
Well, dude, we had the same
this
problem
is
in
gonna be a unique
Minecraft.
experience in certain
We're like
ways
trying to
for
do these
challengers now
votes
being
until we
part of,
finally
like, an
figured out what we're
official
supposed to
league
do.
where it's like there's not a ton
haven't
of other
had
stuff
too much more
that's happening
success,
behind the
but,
scenes. So
We haven't died
how
quite
do
as
you
much.
pick up, and fill the gaps and things
Yeah,
missing in this stage? I'd be really curious as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have to play deals and start to notice like what holes you might have in your map pool or what things you might be struggling with. And those are the course of around like, hey, are we struggling with our retakes? Or are we struggling with our mid-round protocols? Are our defaults not quite up to snuff? We need to like kind of start changing up some compositions on some certain maps. The problem is, on top of all of that, start grabbing 2 new maps. So that's a way you can try to get back ahead if you are able to latch onto one of those maps early, which Split obviously will be familiar to many people, though it's had some significant changes, I think, that really but Lotus is a whole and so unless someone's going to permanently this
Reds.
back into the league if you're able to be an early adopter of Lotus to your advantage. Yeah. So that was something to keep an eye on. What's interesting to me is how long it takes to move to Discord.
Wizard hat, Joey. Wizard hat.
It seems like it seems like
I
a
could
long
literally
time.
move to like 18 different Discords in 2 seconds. But
I think, yeah. I actually just went to one and came back just now.
Thanks.
Just to test it. Yeah, pretty quick
You're
actually.
I got it too.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty insane.
I mean, the tequila is so busted.
True. It's literally my only form of communication I've used for anything, pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
But oh no, I'm not really sure where we're at.
Could all be simulated. I think that's when you know you've hit critical mass. Like I think that's when you know that
I
you've
found a
built
fighter
for
helmet
tech boss
guy
for so long.
on
When
it.
you bring up the word simulation, like that's when you know that you've hit the breaking point. Yeah.
We made the decision on a different show a couple weeks back that we're going to start a esports podcast called The Vamp. And collect all of the vamping moments from casters and just publish them as episodes. No one's going to listen to it, but it gives you the opportunity to and you can tune into our next episode of The Vamp.
It does eventually turn into a podcast in these moments.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we can go down that way.
Be back soon though.
Yeah, I know.
Any moment now.
Yeah. God, dude, I could load up X-Fire right now and join.
Brother. That is a throwback and a half right there. Does that even still exist?
I don't know. I kind of want to
Probably not.
Surely it doesn't exist anymore.
Not in the same form. Like maybe the name's used for something else. But like, surely
go
it's
through.
not. I mean,
Brother.
that or you go back to MIRC if you really want to throw back, bro.
Dude, they have a new logo.
Oh, wow. Congrats to them. X-Fire
I don't
for
think they're
hanging
a
around.
chatting service anymore, though. They look like they're like a
That's
news outlet.
okay. That's interesting pivot for X-Fire as a company.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the watch parties out there, by the way.
Yeah, true. Hope you guys are.
Yeah, I hope you guys are having. This is a really good time for the host of your watch party to really interact with your chat. Like this is where, you can really just love your chat. Show them some appreciation. They've been listening to you jibber jabber.
Better than us jibber jabbering.
Yeah, hand them a Prime sub. You know what's bad when I'm out here, like shamelessly self-promoting other people's streams on my own. Like I'm out here, like throw Sluggy some love, throw Tarek some love. I know they're out there. Make it rain.
Truly.
We do appreciate the watch parties though. Like I think it has been like a really cool element of our community is that we all can kind of have different ways to enjoy this game and the events out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Also
Much
provides
love.
some great content.
Yes.
Just from like all of the memes aside.
Oh, the circle's
Okay.
built up.
Reddit for me.
Well, I think we finally got the time like to throw this to Discord apparently. So with that in mind, we'll step away for a moment. We'll be back of round 19. G2 breakthrough map 3. Go, go, go.
Yeah, we just play for the circle here, Joey. We got some good stuff. Why don't we just try to extract? There's a person here. There's dead bodies. No, you didn't. People here, Joey. You hear him? I don't know. You can hear him though. I'm with you. You don't? I mean, maybe it's just lag or something. I don't know. Yeah, actually. Come, John, come. made it out. I had to let you go. I don't know if I really had that much. Let me see. No, I mean, I had a full inventory. Dude, why can't I?
Okay, that was actually improvement for us. We both almost. I was gonna let you take it, but yeah. Still playing Harry Potter. Sorry, Potter. Wizarding. Play Minecraft. I don't want to play on. You guys, I'll watch you guys play on. I don't want to play with John. You guys never play with John. Oh. The one's a wizard now. Harry. Let him so he's not gonna play anymore. Left or right, you choose which one you want. Okay, this one. This dude's gonna aggro. Why'd you open this? There's another chest over here. Yeah. Oh no, it's a lion head chest. We can't. Oh, they're on the other side of this door. What is this? Shrine of Protection.
19. Breakthrough needs to put together a response. Not on the greatest economic situation as we retaliate the assets.
That was
My
trying to
last
figure out how to
skill
use this board. Shout out to those
Difficult
folks.
app, honestly. Very difficult user interface.
G2 looking to put the pressure on early here at B after the long tech pause. 4 members strong with that just lurking out in the middle. He does like lurking.
He's deep too, I'll tell you that much.
Deep.
He can isolate really good. He's gonna instead just back away. Oxy first blood on the way in. Sim had to back while you still have you just got a classic. So you don't expect too much to keep it in. Defenders break through on their way over, and you're looking at Thief and Proto, the two with weapons, don't make anything happen, although as they lose one, now it's just down to the extra follow up. And
Almost
really
switch
need it
over.
because Proto has been so good. You're up to now earned, and G2 are pushed away from the site.
Yeah, that kind of kills Dapper's flank for B-Link as well. It's really tough to get this defuse down. It's a pretty exposed area here. And G2 has a great position here at back B ramp, and there's players everywhere for breakthrough.
Dead Joey.
Showstopper
Just
deep.
live.
Oh my
Just let me-
goodness, that's gonna land on the Proto.
Run, just run.
Trying to push Thief away as Dapper will reveal just a little bit enough. And yeah, this is one of those situations that it's never fun to pull up the show.
I just jumped
but
down.
It does win you the round.
Gonna hide in the
if you're
shadows.
G2.
Here's another thing I'll say. Dapper
I don't
did
think
tweet
they
out
can see me.
3 Z face emojis, and then I tweeted back to him, why don't you guys get back into the game? And the game did start only just a few seconds after that tweet. So I'd like to think that I had some impact
Same.
in getting us back from that tech pause. So
Been
everyone,
looted though.
you're welcome.
One moment where casters had some semblance of a start button.
Yeah. Thank your boy Dust for getting this thing back on the road.
You are the people's champion, Dust.
I appreciate you.
Anytime. And if not the people's, definitely my champion.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so sweet.
actually
That
killing the
was
whole
very
fucking
strategic.
lobby.
You're
Look,
welcome.
look at, he's the whole fucking
Yeah.
thing.
I try to
Valentine's Day
There
is
can't be like that many people
That's
left
true.
in this
I am
game.
free agent.
Well, I want to figure out
not.
what Push to Talk is.
Oh, well, there goes my hopes and dreams.
Sorry,
Sim for
bud.
first blood on to breakthrough.
Push
And the
shot
rest of this
on,
hit
proximity,
is still chugging
send mode,
forward
always
towards
on.
B. Offensive and defensive stars are being placed. Proto hoping for some spam downs, but not
One,
Nightfall quickly
proximity
afterwards, and they will isolate through B-Link. My goodness, what a round.
Nice,
Keep your
well.
eye on that water side through mid. You've got full map control here for G2. They don't have to force a plant yet. You can just wait for this long flight to come through, although Breakthrough may not let them. Goodness, the utility just does not stop coming. The long
Look at
flank
this
is
flank
still on the
from
way.
Whippy. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, Whippy's been doing this. He's been marinating this flank for a hot second, and he gets his frag. Brock did get the read at least.
So
but
I'm gonna go check and
Whippy
see.
finally.
It's safe.
He's been
Match point.
waiting for that for quite some time.
Oh,
Man,
And so we're at map and series point now for G2. A long tech pause, but maybe a quick finish here after returning from it. It was the way G2's playing right now.
I'll say. And let's just go ahead and just highlight it one more time here. That's great restraint from G2 to sit there, and you already have the execute. You could go for a quick plant, but you decide instead to wait for Whippy's flank just to make sure you have a good lockdown of the entire site. I love that call.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
hi there.
how is Oxy still alive?
He shouldn't be.
Might not be still, although, haha,
Dapper.
flyer, I'm back. Yeah.
Guardian Angel. Nice spam to get
Oh,
Oxy
don't.
out of a tough spot. Early A main pressure here from G2 as well to grab Orb. So well off of any ults on their side of the board. B does have Cognitive Mod available to retake if need be, or to maybe even slow down the attack itself if he spots anything.
Maybe take here. Well, Breakthrough are stepping forward a little bit to try to deal with this. Deep with the first blood. That's going to cause the rotation
Yeah.
to come through. All of
I'm
a sudden, that
pissed.
Cosmic Divide may seem a little bit more likely. 5v4 situation. G2 still not feeling comfortable enough to plant yet. Penny's the one holding onto the spike, and they're
Look
going to
at
try to
this.
meet any play over through Art. Sims around the corner, predicted completely. Now G2 got to re-rep back
Yep.
to B.
That was brilliant. Just gathering together, knowing that they're in a tough spot in a 4v5. They just gather up with the read. They attack Art. And like you said,
30
now
seconds
that
left.
doubt is in the back of Breakthrough's head. Maybe they rotated. Maybe they're in the middle. It slows everything down and allows to spike the plant more safely on the side itself. And Dapper with huge coverage there on Flya.
More to come,
this
too.
is my final
All
final
three kills
gift.
in the round
Start
go for
running.
Dapper.
You gotta run through the storm
Now
joy.
the tags come out.
Got that.
It's in the final. No, City will finish it off. G2 after the long tech pause. Do not make us wait long to determine a series winner. G2 in 2 straight maps. keep the edge just narrowly
Into
over
a
Breakthrough.
portal.
Tight series though,
Into
Dustin.
the
I mean, it
portal.
merits to be said, this was a great performance of Breakthrough, but I mean, we hit it on our Long Tech Pause podcast. There were a lot of things about for G2, and they showed all of it in those last handful of rounds.
Yeah, they will be the ones in the end, though, going up 2-0 and taking the #1 spot in the series. And so that's going to finish this up as far as gameplay goes, but you don't get to stop hearing us jibber-jabber. In fact, we're bringing a third man in so that he can join
There's not
us
any more people
in
left.
all of the
It might just be
jaw-rocking
that
we're
last
doing
team.
here.
Yeah, I'm all about the jibber. Actually, let me take over. You guys take a break. I know you guys got a break,
Okay.
but it was not long enough. Actually, I lied. I lied because I have too many questions, and you guys have too big of a brain. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Not
Obviously,
anymore. I did when the series
you're
started.
right. It's all mush. I need you to try and. I can picture Dust like catching the brains leaking from
I'm
his
trying to
ears,
regen it back, yeah.
Yeah, trying to put it back in. A crushing defeat, obviously, for Breakthrough in this one, right? We saw the resilience in week 1. We get a peek at what can be their strength
Go
here
down, double
in
down, double
week
down.
2. And then for the last 2 maps, it's so close, but yet so far just out of reach. G2 end up getting it done. Obviously, I want to talk a lot about Breakthrough in this one, but G2 gets the win, and now looking forward, Dust. Again, is this convincing?
it's
Right?
red,
Are
it's
we
red.
still worried? How many times can you give up a first map before it eventually does bite you in the butt in this G2?
Like I said, like
That
when I've
was
watched G2 play, just from
crazy.
the eye test, you know, against FaZe and now
That
in
was
this
so
matchup
much. It
here,
did like
I
so
see,
much
like,
damage to you.
the foundation being
Yeah,
set
they're
for
still
like a
on
solid
another
team.
team.
Like I see the roles are very clearly defined. You're seeing some individual players being in pretty good form. They seem to have some really good initial ideas for how they want to approach certain rounds, particularly on the offensive side. They
Yeah.
seem to have a pretty fleshed out map pool just based on the fact that they've played a lot of different maps so far in the last couple of weeks. We've seen them play 5 different maps between the 2 matches or something along those lines, maybe even 6. So I think there's a lot of things there that indicate to me that they're on their way. It's just, I think for me, their biggest problem is just tackling some of the finer details, like in those mid to late round chaotic moments, whether that be post plants or whether that be just dealing with, you know, someone like throwing some disruption into your initial game plan, just making those adjustments. And I think that with reps and building chemistry with your teammates, and while some of these guys have played together before on previous teams, this is their first time playing officials together as a 5. And I think it just kind of takes time to eventually pave over all those rough spots. But I mean, 6 for 6 on post plants this map, certainly they got better and better as the series went on in handling those situations.
Offensively, they're looking really, really solid, I would say. Just their ability to kind of break things down, and it almost kind of reminds me of like old T1, where they would literally wait till the last 30 seconds before they would execute. And I remember, Dust, we had a lot of conversations about that strategy. It was just like, does this really work? Because you're throwing a lot of things away, kind of being one-dimensional in the fact that you know that they're going to commit in the last 30 seconds. But G2 does a really nice job of kind of mixing it up and finding a way to kind of enter in towards a site, or at least make you think that they're on a site, which forces the defense to heavy-handedly rotate, and then they're quick to transition. So that bit of speed and adaptability really is impressive, especially at this level, especially this early on. Where on the flip side, I still go back to the point for Breakthrough that you've built
I'm getting sued by Brett Favre.
What?
Yeah, we made it,
on.
boys. Hey,
You arrived.
Take a bow.
let's raise our drinks.
Sure.
When we started this little show in the basement of a house that certainly was haunted,
Yep.
and the mics rarely worked, and we talked for an hour and a half on numerous occasions and found out that we weren't recording. This show has grown so much that we're lucky to be live from Radio Row. We're lucky to have a little bit of say in sports. We're thankful that we have the opportunity every day to be a part of the sports media world. And I guess whenever you get a little bit too big, you fly a little bit too close to the sun.
That's right.
I'm getting sued alongside Shannon Sharp and an auditor from Mississippi by Brett fucking. Favre.
Wow.
Man.
Brett Favre suing me in a defamation lawsuit. Saying I defamed his name to try to earn a profit. With this, obviously, I believe comes discovery and depositions and all these other things. So I would like to let the New York lawyers that wrote me 2 letters before this thing got announced. First letter was, we would like you to go back and erase every single video that has Brett Favre's name mentioned in it from your YouTube library, your Twitter library, and everything else. This is a warning shot, pretty much. So I looked at that. I said, that is hilarious. Of course we're not doing that. Put that down, move on with my life. Then a few days later, just a few days ago, actually, you have until Wednesday, okay, this Super Bowl week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, to issue a public apology to Brett Favre, and also to erase all of the video in your catalog that involve Brett Favre's name. That is 8:30 Wednesday. So my wife read that to me because I was here. She was not here yet. And I immediately started laughing because my wife understands I'm one of the worst apologizers in history. It's tough to get me to do it. It is. It's very difficult. So now I had a deadline, 8:30. I was planning on doing it.
Yeah.
We played pickleball.
We did. It happens.
Flew right through
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
you
I just
do?
learned about a drop shot. Oh, I'm sorry. I just learned how to serve with like a wicked topspin on it. And I got caught up. That timeline came and went. And all of a sudden, I'm getting sued. I would like to let everybody know the quotes that were in that lawsuit were certainly accurate. But there's one word I believe that was said often on this particular program, if you were to watch it all, and that would be allegedly.
That's right.
Our job is to report the news. Allegedly, what was going on down in Mississippi with Brett Favre, the man who is suing me for money and for defamation, was being reported on this particular program because we owe the sports media world our coverage of it. We take our job seriously as journalists. Just a couple days ago, we introduced to the world darkness retreats for 4 days.
Go kill them all. I buff.
We've done hoop jokes before.
Yep.
We've also potentially been a part of building an indoor facility, which is just like a $100,000 bubble for the Cincinnati Bengals team. We take a lot of pride in our work. We had to cover that situation, and we certainly said allegedly. And a lot of people are wondering how my lawyers are going to handle it. You know it. I ain't got them. So let's ride this fucker. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'll see you in court, pal. Cheers to everybody, and cheers to Feel Good Friday not being ruined at all by that.
Cheers. No.
Cheers to all you guys.
Cheers.
You think they're going to pull up clips of...
I hope so.
I want to be on the stand.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm getting deposed or whatever, right? I'll be in
Probably.
one of those videos where I'll be sitting in a room. Lawyer's supposed to be here, so I'll probably be AJ just sitting next to me.
I got you.
Just
I
so
got
I can
you.
have somebody with me so I'm not bored.
I wear a suit. Knows the other guy.
Did you guys say that he was a sticky finger bandit? Yeah, but then allegedly, because allegedly he was.
Yeah,
I mean,
allegedly.
Right.
That's right.
But
But nonetheless, the more we speak, the better it gets.
wait.
And I don't think this is ending anytime soon.
I don't think so
Nuh-uh.
either.
So shout out to everybody that gave me the heads up
Pat
on getting
McAfee.
sued and for all the support and love, but I don't know what you want.
Thank you.
I don't know what you want. This was my decision to handle it. I'm just going to put a GIF up here. What a joke. I don't know. I've had lawyers reach out to me and tell me how big of a joke this whole thing is. Whatever. I assume this is going to come at some point with how big the show has gotten. We're lucky for it. We're thankful for it. We move on. One day removed from finding out that Brett Favre is suing me.
Yep, that's right.
Got a chance to address that earlier. If you didn't check it out, go ahead and do it. Basically, I will see you in court. All right. Don't got a lawyer. I'll be representing myself.
Of course it is.
Should be
Naturally.
a good time. As I read through it, I found it pretty comical that they seemingly edited out all the allegedly. Remember, we already covered daily events. A couple of days of events revolved around. What's that part was getting some money from, too? We had to talk about it.
Had to do it.
We didn't want to talk about it.
No.
Had to.
People.
One thing led to another. Things were said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly was also said immediately afterwards. We'll see how excited
just
we are.
using them, just shielding you.
First time getting sued, it means we're in business.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to show business, kid.
The shield
You know,
is
Carrot
really
Talk
good,
sat
though.
down here the other day. He started doing all these other shows. I said, here, This is show business.
Yeah.
The lights, the cameras, FanDuel's obviously taking care of it well. This is what this is show business. This is the way this goes. And good luck to all parties, including
back to Harry
the
Potter,
New
so
York
I could
lawyers that sent me a
AI.
couple letters
So
that kind
getting
of tipped off that
abused
this whole
by
thing was happening.
humans.
Would have been much better to just get completely blindsided, surprised by it.
Yep.
For sure.
Would have been a cool moment.
Yeah.
But the
Christmas.
letters were very properly put together. You will apologize by
Yeah, one of
8:30
us put Harry
p.m.
Potter so I
Wednesday,
can abuse
Super Bowl week,
AIs. That can
or
abuse
face legal
by
action.
Oh.
humans.
I've been with me a long time. I've been with me a long time. Even if if Brett calls me and Brett says like, hey, I didn't do everything that all the like evidence and everything that's,
Right.
you know,
All the media outlets are saying that.
and other people that report me like I didn't do that. I would, appreciate if you would maybe make that right because I actually didn't do it. I said, Brett, come on the show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's do the whole thing. Let's do it. And then it would be a good conversation. Instead, I get some New York lawyers penning me a letter
Interesting.
telling me I need to go back into our log, delete everything, apologize publicly. We command this.
What?
Okay. All right. Good luck out there. I'm pulling for you. I don't think I can end up in jail.
No.
No.
And also, I think we're in a really good spot.
The auditor had a good response.
Yeah. I
From
mean-
the small amount of legality books that I've read, I think we're in a good spot. I think we're okay. Our case is solid, especially because allegedly
Allegedly.
was always said in there.
Yeah, I mean, like Dick said, the county auditor, I think it was like Shad White, who also got sued. He fucking yammed on Brett from the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Well, instead of paying these lawyer fees, you could just pay back all the money that you stole from all the poor people. But that's neither
Allegedly.
No,
Allegedly. No, that was his quote.
That was his quote.
Oh,
Not mine.
that was not ours.
And he did not say allegedly.
We hope this will be striked from.
Strike that from the record.
Strike that
I
from-
did not
right now.
say that. That is what the county auditor said.
This is show business, baby. We're excited to be a part of it. AJ Hawk is here. AQ Shipley is here. Obviously, Boston Connor, Ty Schmidt, and Tone Diggs. AJ, your name wasn't named in that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Nobody else. It was just your name, right?
Wasn't even our company, just my name.
The threat. The second follow up with the threat for the apology is what's weird to me. I feel like is that a normal situation when it
I
comes
don't know.
to
He's your
lawsuits?
best friend. You tell
I
him.
actually have not looked into any of it, like what's normal,
Yeah.
how this normally goes. I just know when I got the letters, I thought it was a rib. I thought it was a rib.
Yeah.
I thought this was somebody from
Yeah.
WWE, like Michael Cole, who got access to a solid
Header.
and knows what these letters look like. I laughed at both letters whenever they were sent. Like, actually, audibly, this is awesome. And
My
and
shield
then
on
demanding an
fire.
apology. I'm like, oh, this is definitely somebody fucking with me. And then Daily Mail is whenever I found out that was the real deal. Holy shit.
Come on, buddy. That better have some fucking shit in him. I need a dagger for you. Nothing's good.
Good morning, everybody. We are so glad you're with us, whether you're here in person or joining us on TV. We're live for Super Bowl 57. Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. I'm Jen Hale. Good morning.
Good morning, Phoenix!
Just getting it.
I have an announcement to make. I think the Phoenix Suns just won the NBA championship. They did. They did. They won the NBA championship. Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun.
Man, I am so happy to be here today. So happy the crowd is great. And the best part about everything, there's only one me thinking Cowboy fan.
Oh, is that what that is? Yeah.
There must be 20 Cowboys, 30, 40 Cowboys.
Amendment right here.
Thank you for bringing that up.
No,
I appreciate it.
That's Skip's homeboy right there. That's how I got it. Let's go, yeah, let's go. We ready.
We got fans from all
We
the
do.
teams. This is an awesome studio audience. We're so glad you're here. Guys, we have a packed show because we have so it's just not stopping in the association. So let's start there. I think the Suns did indeed just win the West.
No, they didn't. Guess what? Is Devin Booker playing right now? No, he's injured. Is Kevin Durant playing right now?
Devin just played a little bit. He played 24 minutes.
Is
But
Kevin-
he's working his way
What about
back.
KD?
He is not until after the break. But after the break, he's going to break you in two.
Can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. Are they playing basketball now?
Yeah,
So why isn't he playing now?
because he's got a little knee issue. He's always got a little issue.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You know in the last 3 years, not counting the year, the first year that he rehabbed the whole year, he's missed 83 games in 83 and counting.
Okay, well, he doesn't miss anymore. No. Do you like what they look like
hit you?
on paper?
I do offensively.
Yeah.
Now who's going to defend?
got
Mikal
me a
Bridges,
shield.
3-and-D guy, finished second in the defensive player of the year last year.
Sure
Jay
did.
There's a
Crowder,
wizard over
a
here.
defensive guy.
Can't kill him
Big
right
loss,
now.
I agree.
So now you're going to put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah.
Who you going to stop? You know, DeAndre Ayton, he comes and goes. He might give you 20 and 15. He might give you 10 and 6. He and Monty Williams, they're always butting heads.
Right.
Chris Paul is not the Chris Paul from 3 or 4 years ago. He's old and slow. Now,
Okay, but can he, to use your favorite expression, summons it up on occasion?
When is those occasions going to happen?
When the playoffs start?
I walk around very healthy on occasion.
Okay.
Not very often, though, but on occasion.
All right.
But here's a better question, Skip. Why didn't they let Chris Paul? You would like to think I'm going to try to get as many great players from you as you getting Kevin Durant. Because we know what KD is. We know.
Okay.
Why didn't they want Chris Paul?
Sometimes the best trades you make are the ones you don't make, right? Because he was about to be traded to Kevin Durant at Brooklyn, right? He was on the trading block, and all of a sudden, Kevin comes to him in Phoenix.
Okay. I can't hear my game. You talk, Shelly? I can hear you. I can't hear in game at all. Okay, it just came back.